Up next on the Tesla Plaid channel. Welcome back to the Tesla Plaid channel. Showtime Dragstrip. It's May 19th, 2021. Got some cars out here tonight. Beautiful night for drag racing. Between last time we came out here and this time, Tesla moved the delivery date for the Plaid from July to June. That's great news. But until then, let's race what we got. This Nova is straight out of the 80s. It's got a 406 cubic inch small block. Check out these stencils on here. You snooze, you lose. Color be gone. Only your dreams. Nightmare on Dragstrip. I love it. I love the fender flares, the Mickey Thompsons, but especially the centerline wheels. Back in the 80s when I was in high school, I wanted centerline wheels on my Camaro so bad, but all I could afford was the cheap knockoff. I think I got some blems of a knockoff for like 40 bucks. Yeah, this thing is all race all the time. No interior, just roll bar. It does have 2 seats though. All right, welcome to the Tesla Plaid channel. This is a car I've been wanting to race for a couple weeks now because it looks exactly like all the cars I used to idolize way back in the 80s. It's got those center lines on it, the hood scoop, the flared rear fenders, the kind of car that I wish I could be as fast as. I mean, look at the everything about that car screams 80s when I was first into drag racing. Here we go. And he's nowhere to be found. Dang, I would have loved to have had this car 35 years ago. Can you imagine showing up at your local street scene? There was this place called Noggles. They got bought out by Del Taco later on, but everyone went down to Noggles. All the cars in the parking lot. My 69 Camaro was pretty sweet, but it really wasn't that fast. Probably ran a 14-second quarter mile. I had a big cam in it, headers, Edelbrock manifold, typical stuff. I remember putting that camshaft in high school. 300 duration, 500 lift. It was the Edelbrock Torker 2 manifold, and it was the Torker setup. Torker with a K.
676, almost 101.
Ooh, coming in cold even. My car's been sitting there in the parking lot.
151, 89, 60 foot.
Holy crap. I've not hit a 151 60 foot in a long time.
Yeah, it's usually 154.
Yeah, a couple 153s the other night, but dang. All right, on that first pass, we just came cold out of the parking lot. And I say cold because this car gets faster as it's warmer. Usually my second, third pass, as everything warms up, it gets faster. Or if I make a pass right after I get here, just from driving over here, everything's warm and it runs faster. But typically, if I let it sit in the parking lot for an hour, everything slows down. A 676 at 100.9, the Nova ran at 8.3 at 80 miles an hour. This C3 Corvette here is lightweight. You can see it's got dual carburetors, open pipes, full slicks. Those are ET drag slicks, those are not radials, full slicks. You see that nitrous bottle there? Dual quad tunnel ram. You can see this high-rise Edelbrock manifold here and the nitrous solenoid. Pumping a lot of nitrous and fuel through that. Open header pipes. You can see these great big Mickey Thompson drag slicks. All right, we're at 92%. We're gonna run this C3 Corvette. That car is all out. Lightweight, lots of power, nitrous oxide. He runs 650s all day long, so my only chance is to get a little advantage on the light, and if I don't beat him on the tree, I'm not going to beat him, period. But I like a challenge, so 92%. Our first pass was fast, 676. Another one of those will definitely help. I need to stage just right for this one. Just barely get that light. There we go. All right, this is it. Let's go. to get him by 2/10 on that light, and I think I did. But I think he might have caught me. He's got more top end. I think he normally runs 103 to 105 mile an hour. Well, I often said I like a close race. All right, that was a fun race. What's he got for me? Oh, it's yellow.
682, almost 101. And he only
close?
beat you by .0095.
Oh my!
That was a good race.
I had a 676 that first pass too.
Yes.
That 600th of a second would have been all gravy on that. Look at that. .009. Darn it. When I saw you holding the yellow, I was like, because I had... Thanks, Tom.
Not that much, man.
All right, that's one of the closest races I've had in a long time. Unfortunately, the Tesla only ran a 682. I felt the tire slip a little bit on that launch. I ran a 682 at 100.8. He ran a 652 at 104.2. Doesn't get much closer than that, but that's what we come here for, man. That was fun.
That was a good run, man. Treating the hell out of it.
Did you see the finish?
95 10,000s.
95
I thought you had me.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
You were coming a lot faster than me. I mean, you had
sleeping at the light.
you had 3.5 miles an hour faster at the finish, and I knew you were coming. And
I thought you redlined it, but then I got the time check.
No,
Damn, I was that slow.
09.
I mean, we were 95 10,000.
Yeah,
It doesn't get much closer.
It doesn't. You know, on that first pass, I was saying I ran a 676. If I'd have had that run, that would have been enough. The 680,
Yeah, you would have beat me.
682 just didn't get it done. So your first pass was a 650 also, wasn't it?
656. Which I'm disappointed because it had been running 640s consistently.
Yeah, you'll get it back.
Nah, I'll play with it.
Yeah.
But
Awesome run, Patrick.
yeah. Maybe one more before we go.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. You gotta keep that bottle full though.
See, I filled it up today.
If I do happen to win, I don't want to be because your bottle is empty or anything like that. I don't want to hear no.
No, I'll come up with a different excuse than that.
All right. We got a brand new 1320 Challenger. The 1320 is like a 11-second bracket car, so. All right, for this next race, I'll be racing my buddy Mike in his new 1320 Dodge Challenger. And it's only got 495 horsepower, so to keep it sporting, I'm going to put it in sport mode. And just based on rough estimates, it should be a close race. I haven't seen exactly what he's running, but I know this car will do 8s in the 8th mile here in sport modes. But just to make it clear, this, I mean, yeah, it's a race and we're gonna go off the tree and everything, but it's a little bit arbitrary because who's to say how much power they're gonna put in sport mode? I mean, maybe they put 600 horsepower, maybe they put 550, maybe they put 450, completely arbitrary. So, you know, I'm gonna have to shake the water off the tires here, so I'm gonna put in Ludicrous just for a moment. There we go. And now I'll put it back in sport. The tree is a little bit different in sport mode because the car doesn't react the same way as it normally would. Let's see what we get. Whoa, come on, car! He's out on me. I think I might got, yeah, here we go. I think I might got, yeah, here we go. Reaction times are good. I know he's working on his trans brake, but as you can see, I kept it in sport the whole way. I did not change it. This car definitely launched harder. It's gonna have a way better 60 foot than I did. How much power does Tesla give in the sport mode? I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever dynoed it. Not that I've heard of, but it sure ain't the whole roughly 800 horsepower that we get in Ludicrous or Ludicrous Plus.
807, he had you to the 330.
Yeah, I was in the slow mode just to see what it would do. It was interesting. So we both ran 8s. I ran a 807 at 91.3 miles an hour. He ran 8.32 seconds at 85.2 miles an hour. And yeah, he had a great reaction time, an 018, and I had a 044. That 044 could have won that previous race against the Corvette. Fun race. All right, we're gonna run the 1320 Challenger again. We beat him by 3/10 last race, but he said he was running about 3/10 slow because he was not in the drag mode. Apparently his drag mode will run 7s, high 7s. So if he runs a 799 with one of those perfect reactions, then he should beat us on this pass because we're in sport mode again, of course. Look at that. Okay, back to sport mode, and I need a really good reaction time here to have any chance. Let's go. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, he lost traction. Neither one of us had a great reaction, both 0.1s. I launched as if I was in ludicrous mode, which was too late. It's hard to bust out of that habit. I mean, I've made almost 900 passes in ludicrous mode. That's maybe my 6th, 7th pass ever doing it in sport. I did not expect us to win that, but him losing traction was the difference. It is 720. They're going to resurface the track here probably around 740, 745. He says that car doesn't typically lose traction. 495 horsepower, and it really squats the way the suspension is set up, similar to a Demon Challenger.
807, 191.
All right. Well, that's really consistent. Tesla ran another 807, which is what it ran on the first sport mode pass, 91.3. He ran an 867 at 85. Based on his 60 foot, he clearly had a traction issue back there. You were spinning, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I couldn't get my line lock to work. I kept spinning, so I'm like, okay, maybe the track, I just spun out of the line.
Well,
just getting that line lock.
But we're at a point here on the track, I mean, where they're about to prep it in 20 minutes, so you think that probably wouldn't have happened after 8 o'clock.
No, it was just the tires not heating up.
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, it sounds like you had a decent burnout.
What's that?
You went back for a decent burnout.
No, I didn't.
No. Oh,
no, it spun once and then cut off.
Okay.
And I was trying to get it to re-engage, and I was just like, fuck it, I'll just go up.
I had already gone up to the line.
I couldn't get it to... It's finicky sometimes. Once you get out of line lock, it like takes a second to reset.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
And I usually don't ever use line lock. I'm just trying the features.
Yeah.
Usually I just take the traction control all the way off. I put it in manual and just foot brake it. And that's what I'll probably do from now on. I'm just trying to... The line lock puts you through the gears so it smokes up it heats up the tires faster.
Yeah.
But I don't ever use it in the other car. It takes so much time.
The C3 Corvette is what you get when you add a whole lot of power to a very lightweight chassis, fiberglass. All right, we have a rematch set up here with the C3 Corvette, and he's running 650s all night, so my chances are slim. I was lucky to cut it as close as I did on the last race. I don't think he's going to let me tree him like that this time. We're getting a little extra prep up here. Okay, that's the way to lose a race. If I'd have launched here in sport mode. Okay, I'm in ludicrous now. There's nothing less than ludicrous is gonna get this done. I should probably go to ludicrous plus, but I don't want to lose the time at the light. Not staged so great. Lose traction a little bit. I did have a better light than him, 0.016 it looked like to his 111, but a tenth of a second. is not enough of a difference on the tree to beat that car. I need 3/10. And the track is not nearly as sticky as it was before. I can feel it when the car loses a little traction like that. I feel it more than hear it. Fun race, but that's 2 losses to the same Corvette tonight. It's too bad I didn't take that first one. You know, if I'd had that reaction from this race in our first race, I would have beat him. My .09 was not spectacular. This .01 considerably better.
684, almost 101.
684. I had a better light this time, but he did too. That's too bad. 647. Holy. Yeah, I can't touch that. All right, I ran a 684 at 100.9, and the Corvette ran a 6.47 at 104.99. So basically 105 miles an hour and under a 650. So yeah, I can't touch that. He had me by 0.27 at the finish line. So I was lucky to make it as close as I did in the first race. 647, holy crap. Pretty much 105 mile an hour too.
Yeah, she hooked good. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I definitely, I don't know what my reaction time was. I didn't want to let you kill me.
0.11.
And it's so funny because right after the last pass, you told him to make sure nitrous is filled. The wire pulled out of the back of the arm switch to the run he ran after you. No nitrous.
Oh, the one in between us?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Well, if I'd have had that reaction on our first race, I would have been able to take it.
Yeah.
I'd have known one, but yeah, I can't touch anywhere near that. Yeah. You know, 647. Shoot.
Gotta do the
What's the best mile an hour you've ever run in this?
107.
You run 107? Wow. Yeah. Would you say your average?
Yeah, that's when I ran against you. That's still my fastest time. That's 638.
Oh, way back then, yeah.
I've run 107 a few times, but that's the only time I've hit the 630s. So
Yeah.
I've been mid 640s.
Well, that'll probably be your best run of the night, since it was against me also. You gotta give me some of those throwaway runs.
But I'm hoping, when we're next to each other, are you able to see my front wheels in your camera?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because it has been pulling the front wheels.
Okay.
Not much, but it's been pulled over a few inches.
355 cubic inch, naturally aspirated small block Chevy in it. Big tires. You can see those big Hoosier slicks on the back. Tubbed out with a roll cage and 1 seat. Purpose-built drag car. All right, we're gonna line up with the Monza again, and we've had some great races the last couple of weeks. And we run pretty close. He's about 1/10 of a second faster on ATs consistently. He's like 670, where I'm running like a 680 on average. But this car's got a lot of tire, as you can see. Pretty well always lifts those front wheels off the ground if I can cut a good reaction time. But then again, the Tesla is under 90% now. I think I'm at about 88% battery. He's definitely got the advantage. All right, we're gonna run the Monza for classic. And this Monza is a full-on race car. Always lifts the front wheels off the ground. But we beat it a couple of times, and with a perfect run, we might be able to beat it again. Telling my wife earlier today, I haven't red lit in a long time, and I was probably going to jinx myself. Looked like a .03. That might have been a race I would have lost even with a perfect reaction. But then again, last week he red lit in one of our races, so both of us are cutting it close. He made me red light.
79, almost 101.
Would I have beat him if I didn't red light? I don't think I would have.
He had an 0041 light.
Yeah, look at that. 675. Okay, it's fun looking at these tickets sometimes in a race like that. So he ran a 675 and had a almost perfect light, an 004. His total time was 675 674 if you add up his reaction and his ET. Now, if you look at my side, I ran a 679. No reaction time in the world is gonna allow me to beat the 6754. So there's no reaction that would have won that race. As it was, he still crossed the finish line 1/100th of a second ahead of me. He beat me on the tree, I lost by red light, and he crossed the finish line 1/100th of a second faster. So he beat me all 3 ways. Fun race though, so dang close. You left me nothing out of that light. You know that? You had a 00, you had a 675, I ran a 679, so there's nothing I could have done to beat you. But between your ET and your reaction time was 6754, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, there was nothing I could do. But that was a hell of a race. So you beat me on ET, you beat me on the tree, and you beat me to the finish line by 100th of a second too. Even with me red lighting, you still crossed 1/100th of a second before me.
Fun too.
Did you on that one? I'll see it on the video. Did your tires come up?
I don't know if they came up, but
yeah.
I know I can feel it spinning.
Yeah. We're about to line up with this yellow Z06 Corvette. We raced it a while back ago. He runs no time. All right, we need to get back in the win column. We lost 2 races to the red Corvette, and then another race to the full race Monza. So let's see what we can do against this yellow C7 model, Z06. He runs no time though, so no one knows his exact time. But he may have made more mods. I know he's been modding that thing. He's got drag radials on there. What am I supposed to do with that? Okay, well, we'll make a pass anyway. I guess he didn't want people knowing his time. Obviously, he red lit by a wide margin, so it's not like he won the race because he crossed the finish line first. Maybe I should have chased him, but I was hoping he would back up after he did that false start. I'm not sure there's any specific etiquette on that. I mean, if you're trying to race somebody, you'll stop, you'll back up, and you'll have the starter reset the lights. I've had that happen many times, including when I did a false start.
8 seconds in the hole, it's 684 to 100 and still a winner.
I was hoping he would back up because he did like a false start and jumped out.
Yeah, and then
he stopped, and I'm like, well, just back up, you know? And then he just took off. I don't think he wanted to race me because he's no time, you know? So as Tom said there, I spent 8 seconds in the hole and I still won the race. Yeah, but I ran a 684 to 100.7. Anyway, maybe I'll catch him if he comes around again, but I think he might be avoiding me. Can't imagine why. Check out this big tire Maverick, another purpose-built race car. Huge, full slicks, 1 seat, of course, roll cage, tubbed out, full-on race car, trailered, of course, not remotely street legal. All right, we were able to get lined up with this big tire Maverick, all-out race car, and let's see if we can give him a run.
Steve Sadler says very true. In fact, the spin-off route increased the value of the lower brands. BC, they made it known where they came from.
We are staged. Let's go. Boys out. Hard. He probably had a 140 60 foot. Tesla came on second half of the track, so I'm sure I ran over 100 miles an hour, which tells me he probably did not run 100. I'm guessing he probably ran 96 97 maybe. That car was quick. I had to drive around him.
80 at 101.
What was the margin? Did you see it? 0.06. Yeah, he ran 696 at 95.6 miles an hour. I ran a 680 at 101.01. All right, the Corvette was gracious to line up with me again. So those have, I think, 650 horsepower, and they're obviously pretty light cars, like a lot lighter than this Tesla.
Alright folks, we got the new age electric Tesla taking on all-American Chevrolet muscle. Which one do you pick? Nice.
You're the announcer on that. Let's go. Well, that was a great reaction. 009. He's coming, but he's not going to get me. All right. I wanted to cut that light close, and I did. Not everyone who watches the channel understands that my reaction times are a function of the car next to me. If I'm racing a car that I know is going to be a really, really close race, like that Monza, then I'm going to run right on the ragged edge and even risk red lighting, which I did tonight, my only red light in the last couple of weeks. If I'm racing a car like this Corvette Z06, that I thought would probably run a high 6, maybe he ran a 690, who knows, he's at no time. Then I'm going to cut a close light, but not to the point of red lighting. And then if I'm lined up with your average Hellcat or whatever, you know, my reaction time is going to be 0.2, 0.3, because why cut it close and risk red lighting in those situations?
683 at 100.
Yeah, so I don't know what he ran. I ran a 683 at 100.6, beat him by 0.29, almost 0.3 of a second, or about 3 car lengths, but fun race nonetheless. All right, this will probably be our last run of the night, our 10th pass already, and we're gonna run the Maverick again. He seems to be one of the fastest cars left out here, and he's running 6s. Cut a light. He's a bracket racer and he knows what he's doing. So we're at 82%. So the car's slowing down a little bit.
Alright, here we go again, ladies. We got some old school muscle here in this Corvette, and we got that new school Tesla over there. Which one do you want to pick? Because I know this Maverick runs pretty damn good, and it's going to be a close race. But like I said, I'm a full guy, so I'm going to take the left lane.
Here we go. Here we go. I knew that guy was going to cut a light, a 00. These bracket racers, they know what they're doing on the tree, man. So, yeah, he got me on the tree and he got out with his quick 60 foot. But, just able to come around him. A lot of fun. Man, I love races like that.
682 at 100.
That guy can cut a light. I think he double-o'd me. Double-o'd both races we had. Thanks, Tom. So he ran a 7.01 at 95.8. He ran a high 6 last time. I ran a 682 at 100.5. I expected him to have a good light. He had a 008. I had an 023, which was good enough to get it done. Fun race. Good times. And that's our 10th and final race of the night. So thanks again for joining us here on the Tesla Plaid channel. Hopefully we'll have the Plaid Model S by this time next month or sooner. Good fun tonight. I think we lost 3 races out of 10, but good fun. So I think if I were to ever bracket this thing, I should use that mode right there. Because it was spot on. It was 807 and 91.3 both runs.
Oh yeah.
Spot on.
Yep.
Because you take the traction out of it, right? Because in the other mode, I'm right at the limit of traction. So maybe I'll spin, maybe I won't.
Yeah.
And other factors, but.
And that's the thing. Once if you know that you can get a consistent time, close anyways, and you can get off the line confidently without spinning, then the only thing you really have to focus on is reaction.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is these faster cars is the reason why I went like 5 rounds once before, is because I was getting up there, I didn't have trans brake, so they knew the car was kind of fast, and they would either red light, or I would go out first and they would come up to me and they would break out.
Break out, yeah.
So the slow cars definitely have an advantage, in my opinion. Anyways, but if you have a car that you like this one, you can just put your foot to the floor. You don't have to let up, like feather the gas to try to get that exact time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's the first time it's ever spun.
You had a decent burnout. You know, the track is not very good right now.
No.
They're about to re-prep it. In fact, the car that I raced just a couple times before you, that Challenger, it's only 495 horsepower. It's the 1320. He says he doesn't even have to worry about it because this car never spins, never is spun. He's spun on that race.
That's the first time it's ever done that. Like, I let go of the button, I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have hiked the wheel a little bit, but let me know if you see in the video how much it's spun.
Yeah.
Because I could feel it in my butt.
Yeah.
You know, the butt dyno.
Yeah. Thankfully, my car didn't spin on that one. He put a little prep down and I found a groove. My tires were so skinny, all I gotta do is find that one sticky
the
spot.
other lane is hard for this car. And it's hard for any car that, like, I don't know if you've watched any of the drag cars yet. There's something at that starting line. It almost killed me.
Yeah. Like a little shimmy.
It made me go, I let go of the button, and I instantly was looking at the other guy in the line.
That's not good.
How hot was yours when you got done?
It actually runs better when it's hot. That car does.
Yeah,
so the temperature. Yeah.
Because it's got the ceramic bearings and stuff I put on there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And also the battery releases the energy faster when it's warm. So that was a great run, man. That was close all the way down. I knew I had to cut the light close on you. Last week you were the one who red lit. Yeah. And with the time slip guy, I was kind of joking about it, like, you know, I forced you to red light because I've been cutting some good lights on you, but that time I knew you were going to run a low 670. I knew I had maybe a 677 at best coming out of it, and so I just cut it too close. But also I didn't stage right. As I was creeping up on the bulb, it kind of went a little far forward, so I knew I was out.
Is that front wheel or all wheel?
It's all wheel.
All wheel.
And he was asking me, I said, some are all wheel, some are 2-wheel.
Yeah.
None of them are front wheel drive, but I said, I don't know which model. I just know you got the good model.
Yeah.
Whether it's all-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive, I don't know.
So it's got about
how many horses?
It's got about 500 in the back and 300 in the front. 300 is about the most you can put in the front of a car before you torque steer and stuff, which they took it right to the limit, and then 500 in the back. But
I know they're impressive. I mean, I'm into the electric car, C-cars and stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff's always been fascinating to me.
Well, the next one I show up here with is going to have 3 motors. It's going to have probably about that same motor in the front, but that motor in the back, it's going to have one of those on each tire on the back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And they've been putting me off. It was supposed to be here in March, and they said July, but just a couple days ago they told me June. So
now they got to redo the whole back end then?
It's going to have more tire, and it's going to be a different suspension setup and stuff.
Now, is this a shop that does it, or is this new Tesla?
No, the new Tesla model. It's called the Plaid, which is why I named my channel Plaid. Yeah. A little bit more money, but not that much more.
Yeah, I meant to ask you last time we talked.
Yeah. I didn't bring my phone over either.